Hey, it's Yapeh Malka, and thank you for joining. I'm black with another. I'm back, not black, but I am black, but I'm back. Like I never left with another vlog this week. My journey. Last week it was rough. It was rougher. It was rougher than I wanted it to be. But last week I was telling y'all that I, just came to the realization that life is always going to have challenges. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be things that make you want to quit, but there's going to be reasons why you continue on. So this week I went back over some things that I wrote last year around this time. And I guess what it did for me was help me to come to the realization that even though I say it, and I think this is one thing, it's one thing to know something theoretically, and it's a whole nother thing to put it into active practice. Because in my mind, I know there's proper time. However, when time is not seemingly in your favor, okay, forget that proper time. Right now is it, okay? Because this is when I need it. But this week, after reading my last year writing, I wrote something just about, it was really about forgiveness. And it was about continuing to allow forgiveness to happen regardless of situations that occur that make you feel like, well, I don't think they need to be forgiven of that. They didn't ask, but what I wrote down is that we constantly are in dishonor to God in one way or the other. Whether it's known or unknown, we are doing something constantly, okay? The secret sins of the heart, and the ones that, we meditate on but don't actually verbalize, those all, add up. And this week, the 12 portion is on Korah, and he, I was thinking about it like, he could have had this in his mind, because he said something. He said, all these men are holy. And I was thinking a lot of times we can be so delusional even to ourselves. We can convince ourselves of whatever we want to convince ourselves, regardless of what truth is. Because actually, certain things have something that follows along with it. When you're the boss, you run stuff. That's a bad example, but I hope you understand what I mean. Because if you present yourself a certain way, well, his I don't want to really get into that, but that made me understand that sometimes in the process of time, we can forget. We can get caught up in what we think we're doing when literally we are on our last straw. I always say, don't be the straw. Because people think they can say and do whatever they feel like they want to do without a consequence. But there are consequences. Rather it's instantaneous or it seems like it takes time, the proper time. And, you're like, oh, they finally got it. And sometimes when you look for a good thing, you have this crazy idea in your mind that it's not going to happen. Even if you are steady doing things, working towards it, it still feel like it ain't happened all this time, but in all that, I suppose my whole thing is to try again and take your time and be patient with yourself and find balance. Because a lot of times what I find personally is if I seem like I'm working so hard towards a goal and I'm not achieving it in the amount of time that I think it should be achieved, then I don't want to continue on in that. And that's why I think balance is key to reaching goals, because you don't want to tuck yourself out or what they say, oversaturate your tree that it still don't produce, even when you feel like you're doing what's right or what's proper. So in all that, what I got this week was to be more patient with me, be more balanced in the things that I do. Working, and that's it. But don't do that. And sometimes if you need to take a break from something that you're working on in order to regain your sense of purpose, direction, and the process, and to the word I'm looking for is like re-experience or event the process, rededicate, whatever, you understand what I mean, like get back into the process. But do take time to be balanced in process, because regardless of what you're doing or how you're trying to achieve it, time still must happen. Sometimes that time is quick, sometimes that time is not so quick. But stick with it. All right, I'm Beauty's Queen. Thank you for watching today.